I just thought I'd film the process of me making this Faberge egg with papier-mâché. So to paint this, I first went over it with gloss varnish, then I put gesso on top, and then I put another layer of gloss varnish. And this is because the surface of this is dark, so you need the gesso, of course, and also it's got some rigid parts in it, so the gloss will help hopefully glide the colour along. The only thing I'm worried about is the gesso made some tiny little lumps there, but anyway, the way I've seen ladies apply this that do this type of stuff is they usually use this type of metallic paint and they dab it on so it doesn't give a streaky look. So I will just, by the way, Sonia, this isn't yours, I'm just kind of practicing. This probably isn't a good idea. See, it's very leaving those stringy things on there. I think I will just try with a brush. Maybe this one. Yeah. Right. And I think you have to do a few layers of this. It's not really going on very good, is it? Maybe it's because it needs lots of layers. I don't know. Should be going better than that. It's better. It's just gonna need a lot of layers. Make sure I get all the sides too. Just sorry I'm not talking. I'm just really trying to concentrate to make sure there's no really visible lines. But yeah, this will only be the first of many coats. Yeah, so we'll leave it at that, and I'll do the other one, let it dry, we'll do a few coats and come back. Thanks. Hi ladies, so I'm on my next step now. So what I've done is I've done a few coats of this, and I've dried it in between with my heat gun because I've got no patience. And also you have to remember to paint the inside just around there. That's it, because it's going to be covered around here and you're not going to see all that. Right, so you pick the lining that you want. This is called Regal Red, and I've taken that cardboard thing off around here because I want it to open close like a hinge. And so what you basically do is cut it in an oval shape, about double the size. Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll thinking I can the wrong way, mark it the wrong way. So put that in the middle, kind of cut it the same shape. It's not working. Maybe I'll try the gold text. Like that. Now, with the top bit, what I've seen, I was watching a lot of videos where they make them. Yeah, you know on the tops how they put like jewels and things like that. If you're going to put like a heavy brush or whatever, you have to weigh the bottom bit down. And I've seen ladies put a bit of mixed epoxy with the hardener AB on the bottom, and then they put the lining on top of that, and that would stop it from falling over once the egg is opened. But I don't really want to go to all that messy trouble of doing that, so I was thinking of maybe using a couple of beads to weigh it down with. Anyway, so then you can kind of put it in there, and right, first I'm going to put it together and try to work out which will be my bottom and my top. Doesn't really matter because you need to line both, really, don't you? But in terms of putting weight on it, then you would work out which is the top, which is the bottom. I'd probably go for the nicest looking on top here to be the top. So this will probably be, and what they say is when you open it like that, your eye goes to the back here. So to put the bad part of your trims along there, but anyway, we'll get to that. I think I might have a little bit too much there. I'm trying to work out whether to do, I think gathering it might be easier. Maybe it even needs to be cut down a bit more. I might even, you know what, that should be alright. Alright, so this is one method I've seen, and if it doesn't work out, I'll go back to gathering it. So what the lady does is she gets it and she marks, like folds it like that. So she knows where the crease is, and then she does the same on that side and kind of folds it like that. So when you open it up, she knows where the creases are. And then she'll put glue. I've seen her use that Elaine's tacky glue, the one that's in a tub that's ultra thick. And she was saying to use that, but I don't have that. I do have this one, but I don't think it's ultra thick, but we will try. And she applies everything with a toothpick, but that's because you're working on a goose egg. But if you're working on a papier-mâché, I don't think that would be necessary, but I will do it this way. Okay. So what she then does is she, from what I see, she puts some glue along there, and then like north, south, east, west, some glue along . On there, and again along here. I wonder if anyone's heard of this lady, Elaine Takita from Hawaii. She's been making eggs for 20 years. She's been on that Hawaiian morning show. Watched, if you go to YouTube, type in her name, I'll put her name below. Right, and then what I've seen her do, I've never done this before, so bear with me. She then finds and folds or you can just eyeball it like me and stick that along there. And what she does is she leaves just that much room at the top. You want to leave just a quarter of an inch, I recall she says. Leave a quarter of an inch at the top there. And then she uses like a tool that looks like some little it's hard to explain. It's like a little pointer thing, but I'm just going to use my scissors. And she just kind of goes along and kind of does that to it. It gives it kind of like a pleated look, like that. And geez, I'm not right-handed, but I think I'm going to have to do it this side. I might just do it with my fingers because that's not working. Oh, it's getting really sticky. It's not working. You know what? I think I'm going to gather it. Sorry ladies, I'm going to pause this and come back when I've gathered it. Hi ladies, I'm back. So what I've done is I've gathered it. And so then you find your right side, and what I do is I pull my gather so it's all evenly looking, and then you pull it, that's the way you want the gather to be. Now before you do that, you want to stuff the bottom with some cotton balls, and lightly perfumed cotton balls, that way it smells nice and pretty when you open it. So get some cotton balls and spray them with some perfume. What do you think of my perfume? It's Charlie's A Penny Flirtation. So, anyway, so then I will get my glue, and I will, oh my dog's in here, sorry puppy, that smells probably annoying. And you'll put the glue just on the bottom there where you'd want the, I think the reason why they do this is because the lining, so it looks right. I'll put one there, one there, one there, yeah, and there, about like that. I think it makes the lining sit better. Then you'll pop that in. Like that. Kind of, that's how your lining there is going to look. And so now you just go around with the glue on each side. I think I'll use my trusted one, that clear one that never lets me down. And again, we're going to glue it to that 1/4 of an inch from the top, and we're going to put thread on that too, so it doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to go over that with thread later. And you see what I'm doing? It's much easier doing the running stitch if you're a beginner, I think. There we go. Let's glue along there. with your hands you can kind of pleat it along as you go. So now the next will be this area. And eventually I want to get into making like real ones, so I figure this is an excellent way of getting your confidence up, is starting off with papier-mâché eggs. Out of respect to the eggs, they are expensive, not too expensive. They do use infertile eggs, they say, but you never know. I'm sure there's a black market out there where they don't care if there's live chicks or not in there, if it means getting money. It's my only concern in ordering real eggs. And just kind of spreading it along here where it's not kind of pleated, and leaving 1/8 of an inch at the top like we said. Yeah. And there we go. See, if I didn't have that cotton wool there, that wouldn't sit as nicely. I think that wouldn't have sat as nicely. So this is my pretend egg. This isn't what I'm making for Sonia, so I don't care if it's not perfect. I know, not ever having made one, I wouldn't make the first one for my partner. I'd probably want to give the first one a little practice. That way when I move on to Sonia's, I've got a lot more confidence. And now I think a nice trim to line that would go really good. Excuse me ladies, I'm just going to grab my bucket here with all my trims. So we'll have a look. Let's see. We could use this. Oops, where are you? This one. Yeah, I think that's looking like my best bit. So there is this one, but no, that colour's not right. You could just go for a pearl all the way around, but I think I prefer this flat trim over here. And so I'll just measure how much I need roughly by kind of doing that. So about there. Okay. This is how the inside looks now. So I'm going to go around with some glue and all the way around. Try keep it fairly thin because it's not a very thick trim. Just place the glue where you want your trim to go. the part where you work out which way you're going to open it. This will probably be bottom, so when you open it that way your eye's going to go to the back, so you'd want to start putting the trim here. So I'm sorry, okay, out of shot. So if it opens that way, your eye's going to go to the back, which is here. So you'd want to start putting your trim here so you don't see how they join back there. So you'd want to join your trim at the front, which is here. And so I'm just going to go all the way around. Give it a good sturdy press. Again, be careful the trim does not go over the edge. You want it to sit in just under that, your 1/8 of an inch, so it turns into a 1/16 of an inch from where the trim is to the top is. Because remember we said the lining would be an 1/8 of an inch down. Okay, now I'm just pushing it up a bit because you are seeing where I've sewed and I don't want that visible. Just going to take my time with this. Ladies, how are you? So I'm so sorry. The next part I was going to show the decorating, but I was on the phone to Sonia and I got all inspired. And anyway, so the last part, I'm doing this in sections. We talked about the lining, and I believe I did the lining, and I used another trim, but I didn't like it. It wasn't wide enough to cover, you know, the string and stuff. So I put this one on instead. This is really good. This is that Christmas type of one. So that works really well. So that's that there, and I've done it to both, and that was really easy. And all I did with this was, this was from a brooch, and I've taken that off, and then I've stuck that on, and I got this lace from my Zippet store. This is beautiful pink embroidered lace, and what I've done is I've cut it up to here on both ends, and then I've stuck it down like that. And I've stuck it down, I've put this gloss medium varnish all over the egg, and then I've put that on top, and then for the edges I've went along with a bit of glue and stuck them down for the edges. These gorgeous little ceramic ones I sell in my store, so I stuck those down. Again, the paint I'm using is Folk Art Metallic Regal Red, and I wasn't sure about the pink, but pink reds go. It's supposed to be regal, so I thought this type of lining would go because it's like a goldy type of red. So now I will do the next part, which is along here. So I thought, okay, for that I have this stuff that I sell in my store, and I thought that would look quite nice around the edge. I also used to sell this stuff, but I ran out, but I've got enough for me. A lot of ladies use this in their store too, so I thought in their store, on their Faberge. I thought of like double layering it like that for a bit of bling. So let's start off with the bottom one, and of course we're going to be seeing it from this front. So if we're going to be seeing it from this front, you'd want to start the join at the back, wouldn't you? So I'm just going to go around the top and I'm not sure about putting that blingy trim because I think I might save that for the egg that I'm going to do for Sonia. This is just my practice one, so I've got the confidence for when I have to do the Sonia's egg. Also, yes, tomorrow I'll announce the partners, but by the time you watch this video, they'll probably already be announced. So Sonia's my partner. Okay, so we want that right on the edge. This is that 4mm flat back trim that I sell in my store. Just want to come back with the brush and make sure there's no excess glue. And I'm really getting into this stuff. I really want to learn how to make proper ones. But being an animal lover, like I said, I don't know how I'd go. I was reassured by a lady that told me they only use infertile, but you know, coming from the Asian countries, you know, I don't think they really care what they use as long as they're getting their money. Or any country for that matter. I'm quite happy doing these. Okay. Now I know why that lady works with toothpicks, applying the glue with toothpicks. I will definitely work with toothpicks when I'm doing an actual goose egg, that's for sure. But when you're working with these papier-mâché ones, I don't think it really matters. You feel a lot more comfortable to do what you want. Okay, let me close the doors. Okay. So how am I going? I have to make sure it's kind of right on the edge, but not too much while it's still wet. Oops, sorry guys. Okay. And whoopsie daisy. Okay. And cut it. Perfect. All right. Quite happy with that. Can't see that join. Now let's test it out. That's the bottom. So it's going to open like this. Oh, the hinge. I forgot about the hinge. So that's going to open that way. So when it comes time for the hinge, all I'll have to do is cut that. Okay, so that's no big deal. But okay, so we'll do the same to the top as well. And so I don't bore you to death, I'm going to stop here, and when I go on to the next part I will come back to this. Okay, I don't know unless you want to watch me do this again, but I think it's quite self-explanatory. I think I'll stop here. Thanks.